Africa, trapped inside the empire's arms, her body breaking, centuries of suffering, sculpting borders in the middle of chaos. Nations carved by treaties, their people divided by rulers far away. I was the last born to the soundtrack of revolution, my first breath stolen from air thick with colonial rule. A people chained, forced to feed Britain's greed. From the mines of South Africa to the fields of Kenya, independence stirred in rhythm with rebellion, suffocating with each breath. As man rose and the winds of change swept through their continent, her borders broke while the empire crumbled with them. A storm was rising. Africa's blood-stained rivers cried for freedom. Her children were born to struggle, born to hope. Desperation filled the air as mothers whispered lullabies to the cries of liberation. And fathers, they lost their land. Colonial darkness claimed them long before Nkrumah, Lubumba, and Hazrawi called for the light. Her water broke when the Union Jack lowered for the last time. But the scars of empire would linger long after the chains were gone. I come from a place where we didn't know what was ours, a land divided by rulers who never set foot on its soil. The empire drew lines through our rivers, through our deserts, but we mended it with the strength in our hands. We fought back, not with guns at first, but with the quiet power of survival. Resilience, the only thing they couldn't steal. I come from a people who carry freedom in their bones, farmers, traders, nomads who crossed the Sahara, who told stories of empires long before Britain knew our name. We were split by borders, forced into labor, but we always knew our roots. Even when their flags flew high over our heads, our culture became our shield, and the legends of resistance, our weapon. I come from a place where silence was once forced on us, where questioning their rule meant exile or death. But our voices grew louder as their power weakened. Words became more dangerous than bullets. Their criticism tried to bind us, but we tore those chains with strikes and protests from east to west. They took our land and poured it into their empire's veins, draining us dry for their wealth, but still we rebuilt. We poured everything into a future where their flags no longer flew, where our children would inherit something whole. And now we write our own ending, not waiting for anyone to give it to us. Our voices go unheard in the positions above us. Tell the people not to rise, to have no trust in their leaders. Colonial powers, unprovoked, yet they govern us. Why bother with them when they show us no love? We have to rise above the depths of their rule, for rising above is the only way. We continue to pray but never play. This game's unfair, it's all chase and no catch. We're caught and trapped. His revolutionary payback. They draw borders and call it peace. But where's the justice when they rewrite our fate? They Photoshop history and change that. So what do you want me to say back? That I hate that? It's my land and there's no way that you can take that. But how do you expect me to respect you? You're just mad because we rejected you. You didn't understand the treaties that you forced us to sign, yet arrogantly signed. Signatures written, sealed, sent, and sold to the man in London, sitting far from our struggle. But we rise from the darkness. Our uprisings are not just whispers, they are roars. The man in the forest, the protests on the streets, a people fed up with empty promises. You tried to bury us, but we are the seed. And now we grow in the cracks of your empire until nothing of you remains. In a land where shadows once loomed heavy, a dawn finally broke, casting the chains aside. Freedom, once a distant whisper, now surged through the streets, sweeping away the weight of foreign hands, a town reborn, where love and hope spilled from every corner. From the elders who carried history to the youth who now carry the future. The passion of a people, long held in silence, now blooms in the open air. Hands that once toiled under the weights of others now build for themselves, connected, respected, united by a common pulse. From the marketplace to the meeting halls, from raising families to raising the bar, progress is no longer a dream deferred. It lies within arm's reach, within the grasp of a people unshackled. One heartbeat, one body, moving forward together. The bond between us forged in resistance, now strengthened in freedom. These 3 days, this moment of history, it's not just a passing memory. It's the beginning of a future we can taste, and we will cherish it. The friendships, the families, the joy of what's been reclaimed, this unity, this triumph over what once held us back. Even the valleys, with their quiet echoes of the past, now sing with the voices of a people who have taken back their destiny. Here, we build, we grow, we thrive. In the arms of freedom, we find ourselves and we rise.